Hello there, Manbabies. Ruin Johnson here. Now, this is a very, very important video because yesterday Mark Hamill posted out a tweet which has sent fractures throughout the Star Wars fandom. What I would like to do now is look at Mark's tweet and also look at some of the replies to his tweet. And as I'm sure we'll see, there are some very, very controversial opinions. Now, the tweet in question was put out by a chap named Stephen Wayne, a fine artist and actually a friend of old Ruin's. And Ruin did a live stream with Stephen yesterday. I would encourage all you Manbabies to check that out and actually hear from the man himself. But now let's look at Mark's tweet and also let's look at some of the replies to Mark's tweet. Get ready for this, Manbabies. Very, very interesting stuff. Okay, so this is the tweet in question from Mark Hamill himself, and it is just a one hashtag comment, missed opportunities, and then a picture of the Falcon with Lando and Han and Leia and Luke all enjoying each other, and a couple of other things on that picture. Star Wars What Should Have Been in the bottom left, and also the artist Stephen Wayne art watermarked in the bottom right corner. Now you'll see as of the time of making this video, almost 20,000 retweets and over 90,000 likes. Very interesting, because I was reassured by Bob and Kathy that it was just a very small vocal minority who didn't like my movie, but there seems to be a lot of love for Mark's tweet. However, there were some mixed responses, and old Ruin would like to have a look at those right now. So let's have a look at the first reply. So this is from someone at FinFet. Someone take Mark's phone from him. That's almost disrespectful to someone like Mark Hamill, who's been involved in Star Wars for 40 years, suggesting he should have his phone taken from him merely for posting an old picture of his buddies. So, very interesting he should be so bold to Mark. Anyway, moving on. What else do we have? A Raylo. We have a Raylo who corrects Mark with the words "fixed it" and shows a picture of Rey in the cockpit with Chewie, obviously eradicating all the old characters. We only want the new characters. We only want Rey behind the seat of the Falcon. So we do appreciate the contributions from the Raylo community, who obviously hate old Star Wars. Kill the past, Manbabies, kill it all. What else do we have here? So this chap, I love you, Mark. Ooh, nice patronising opening, but don't do this. All four of you already have some of the most amazing moments in Star Wars, especially in the new films. Let the new cast have their time. Okay, so what you're saying is that the likes of Mark and Harrison and Carrie as Princess Leia have had some amazing moments. I can only speak for myself, but certainly seeing Mark tossing his lightsaber over his shoulder, seeing him suckle from the breast of a space cow and drink the green milk, and then seeing him on the island all alone and then just dying from exhaustion and disappearing into the night sky like a hot fart. Certainly some of the most special, amazing moments in the new films. I thank you, sir, for recognising my talent. Moving on, this chap here. Yo, you really gonna feed these monsters? Oh, a very interesting comment. So what he is clearly implying here is that anyone who has any love for the original film is a monster. I mean, I prefer the phrase Manbaby, but monster works equally well. They are all monsters. If you have any love for the original characters and original films, you are a certified monster. Well said, sir. And what else do we have? Another chap here, Matthew. I feel like this would have been a boring movie like I've seen it. I can watch it anytime I want. I'm glad you didn't make it again. What you made was new, fresh and interesting and explored the original themes beautifully. Oh, well, Matthew obviously agrees with me and my 100% consistent approach to Luke and in my fantastic movie, and obviously Matthew just doesn't want any part of the original characters, and he does appreciate what I did. So with the character of Luke, where I made him this grumpy old hermit who just wanted to be left alone and just wanted to die alone on an island, and that certainly is new and fresh and interesting, and I'm glad, Matthew, you got what you wanted from my movie. And then we have a tweet from Star Wars Stuff. Now, Star Wars Stuff have a certain infamy on Twitter from another recent tweet we will look at in a moment, but they perhaps posted the most patronising reply of the lot. Just a one-word, Mark ... Now, Ruin does like her trailing dots, as does my friends Brian Young and Chucky Wendig and lots of other of my SJW buddies online. We all like the trailing 3 dots to show our disdain, and Star Wars Stuff employs that perfectly here. The most patronising and dismissive of tweets, Mark, how dare you? Now, if we go back to a previous Star Wars Stuff tweet, not long ago, they tweeted, just go watch the original trilogy if you want to see them all together. This isn't the trilogy. And you can see that was in reply to Stephen's original post of this photo. Star Wars Stuff clearly not very happy that Mark Hamill has gone on to endorse and tweet the image Stephen created. Suck it up, Star Wars Stuff. And then moving on now, we get into the rather more disturbing elements of the replies, and we have this chap called Zach, who unfortunately has attracted quite a lot of likes for his tweet, and he says, you know this image comes from one of the alt-right portion of the fan base. Bad luck, sir. Now that's you're jumping to some conclusions there, Zach, because I'm sure you don't know Stephen Wayne at all, and if you bothered to know the chap, you'd know he's not alt-right in the slightest. I know him personally, he's a fine chap, he's a dedicated artist, a young, talented artist who loves Star Wars and has dared to put together an image reflecting his favourite characters. For that, our little chap here, Zach, dismisses Stephen as alt-right, and obviously Ruin is familiar with this playbook. If you don't agree with someone, you tarnish them as a man-baby, a sexist, a racist, the alt-right, whatever works to dismiss them. And then Zach actually, rather than maybe apologising or retracting his comments, actually goes on to double down. So he then goes on to describe Stephen as a dude who's a piece of shit. Now, Zach, even Ruin, who likes a good laugh, but this is rather disturbing, Zach. I think you need to go rethink your life. This is a rather nasty retort to a chap who is who's caused no harm to anyone. Stephen is a fine man, and Zach, shame on you, Zach. Ruin cannot endorse this. These are levels of soy that even Ruin is unfamiliar with. And then finally, old Chucky Wendig. So Chucky Wendig obviously had to get involved. It's not enough for Chucky that he got fired for his abusive, disgusting, foul tweeting. So Chucky's response to this is, I adore Hamill deeply, patronise, but I wish he understood the tides and tides of bullshit this kind of thing unleashes. Well, Chucky, maybe it's just Mark Hamill is stating the truth by sharing the image, and a lot of people are resonating with it. And old Ruin, as much as I gave you all the greatest Star Wars film of all time, I think, Chucky, you may be a little bit bitter here. But then Chucky, as he always does, he goes on to say something even worse, even more nasty. And if we look at his follow-up reply, where he says, "This image is one that's gone around the Comicsgate, Geeks and Gamers, alt-righty crowd already. It stokes that audience and the creators pay for it." So Chucky, again, a classic play from the SJW tactics, dismissing the original creator of the image, our boy Stephen, as being alt-right, and dismissing Comicsgate and Geeks and Gamers. All Chucky knows is insult and put down. Well, Chucky, I'm fond of you, Chucky, but I think you've made rather a fool of yourself on this occasion, my man. So, that was Ruin's thoughts on this rather controversial tweet from Mark Hamill, and lots of the somewhat nasty replies that have come out of it. And certainly the fandom is more divided than ever. But one last thing Ruin would like to share with you all. So, as you all know, old Ruin was doxxed recently by Brian Young, and now Stephen Wayne has been attacked for being alt-right by people like Chuck Wendig and many others. Now, the two of us, Stephen and I, have actually been in conversation for some time, and we are going to join forces, Ruin as a writer, Stephen as an artist, and we will be producing a new piece of work together with Stephen's illustration and Ruin's writing, and I think you Manbabies will enjoy it. So, please show the love to our man Stephen, and leave in the comments what you make of Mark's tweet and some of the responses. And until next time, Manbabies, I'm watching you all. Goodbye.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found.